Yay, it worked. Okay, anyways, one more Dvathellia one for the day. Well, actually, I may do more later, but I have to go clean the kitchen. Anyways, I just wanted to talk a little about Dvathellia's government, which actually it's a huge, complex government, just like any good government. But basically, I, as the SSDL, can do anything I want. I am the sole and supreme dictator for life. The official title of the government is a playful despotism. I actually stole that right out of a Dilbert comic, where Dogbert takes over the Earth. But, anyways, I thought it worked. Because I'm not a bad dictator. It's not like I'm like, everybody kneel now! I'm just like, let's have a party! I just wanted to be in control of things. Because, I think I mentioned this earlier, I just felt like Dvathellia was getting a little to the point where things could kind of slip out of my fingers and go somewhere I didn't want them to. Now, I'm willing to take Dvathellia doing a few things that I didn't want. You know, that's the nature of government. It doesn't always work how you want it to. But I wanted more control, so I fired myself and then retook the government as SSDL. But you know that already, because that's history, and you've already watched the history one, haven't you? Maybe not. Anywho. Dvathellian government is divided up into a whole bunch of little parts. Main ones being, well, the Emperor, the High Council, the Low Council, the provinces. Actually, they're the kingdoms now, but, and the guilds. Okay, so 5, not a whole bunch. But, of course, Emperor, you know what I do. The High Council is, they are all, it's, one second, I'll tell you. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. No, it's 15. Never mind. I counted wrong. It's 15 people. I am one of them. All handpicked by me. And we make laws. We get together, we say, you know, there's a problem here, let's make a law about it. And each person in the High Council is, you know, the Lord Chancellor, the Lord Treasurer, the Lord Ambassador. Ambassador? Yes. The Lord Embezzler. No. The Lord Ambassador. They all, you know, and what they do is each is the, kind of like in America you have the Secretary of State, the Secretary of the Treasury, you know, each one functions kind of like that. You know, the Lord Chancellor runs a house, they're called houses, the House of Internal Affairs. He takes care of everything inside the Empire. He takes care of our press release and whatnot. You know, the Lord Ambassador is the Lord of the House of International Affairs. They, you know, monitor how we work with other nations. Sorry, spot on the you know, that kind of thing. The Lord Treasurer is the House of Monetary Affairs. Actually, I believe it's Fiscal Affairs. But, you know, and so they control the budget, the money, the mints, all that. See? Okay, and so that's what the High Council is. We all get together. Each one rules their own little area, you know, and employs all the bureaucrats. That's what it is. So, and each house is broken into sub-houses, and each sub-house is broken into housettes. Yes, housettes. Speak of chateaus. And each housette is broken into sub-housettes. And each one has... Oh, I'm sorry, did I say lords? I meant prime. It's called prime. They are the prime of the house of whatever, the prime of the housette of whatever, the prime of the sub-house of whatever, the prime of the sub-housette of whatever. And it goes down and down and down and down and down. And each one's the leader, and they have all the little people who work under them. Okay, that took a long time to explain that. It is a little complex. It works kind of like, things Americans are used to, but not always. The low council is is a group of so many people from each kingdom coming together into a council, and they are elected by the people of their kingdom. They are regular people who get elected by a majority, and they come to the capital and get together, and, that's it. The low council is ruled by the president, who is an elected member of the low council. He's chosen, the candidates are chosen by the low council. People say, you know what, I want to run. Others say, I want to run too. And the low council goes around until they get it down to a minimum of the people who they think are best. Who they say, okay, you're the most qualified, we'll give you backing, we'll give you backing, we'll give you backing. We try not to make it a ton. And then they go out and they campaign to the people. And then the people, by a simple majority, elect the president of the low council. And then he rules for a term, which I don't know what it is. There's still wrinkles being ironed out. I almost said irons being wrinkled out. Really stiff irons. Lots of starch. Wrinkles, I meant. Sorry, my brain's a little... Then, okay, so I did Emperor, High Council, Low Council. Oh, then we have the kingdoms, which they used to be provinces and they had governors, but I decided it made it easier to say we were an empire if we had kingdoms that we ruled, see, because then you unite a whole bunch of kingdoms, then you're an empire. It just gives more validation to being called an empire versus a kingdom. That's the only reason behind it. And each kingdom is ruled by a king or a queen, which I put in place. And just like me, I choose my successor, they choose their successor. And so they rule kind of like me, except they're not an SSDL. They don't have supreme power. It's more like a constitutional monarchy mixed in. Okay, imagine Britain. They have a constitutional monarchy. Have to check the time. And so they have the Queen and the Prime Minister. Imagine mixing the Queen and the Prime Minister as one person, with a slight seasoning of the American president, and you would have what a king or queen in Dvathellia has power for. More or less. I mean, that's not perfect, but it's close. Then the provinces also elect, the king and queen, just like the emperor, choose the king or queen's council. And they choose them, and the people say, sure, we'll let you have those people advise you and rule things. Because just like I didn't say this before, the high council, the emperor picks them, I pick them all. And then the low council says, okay, you can use that one, you can use that one, we're not so sure about that one, I think you need to pick someone new. So that way, there are checks and balances. But as SSDL, if I really wanted to, I could override them. But an emperor after me, once I'm dead and gone and leave Dvathellia, wouldn't be able to do that. You know what? I think I'll make like a Dvathellia 3 and a Dvathellia 3.2. So I'll let this go for now, because this could be a little while longer. Sorry. So see you quickly.